All right, our correspondent Dibindu is joining us to get us more. Dibindu, good morning. The Prime Minister celebrates his 75th birthday and talking of how, what mark has he left on, on every citizen of the country. Added to that, how India's positioning has, seen a transformative change on the global page. Put all this together, help us understand how important is this day, and also when we talk of India's growth story, the very idea of Atmanirbharta and self-reliance for India was coined by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Put all this together, 75 years of Prime Minister Modi and also India's success towards Atmanirbharta. Help us understand both of them together.
Well, good morning, Preeti. Of course, it is the 75th birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the global leaders are pouring in their good wishes for the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have already seen the US President Donald Trump wishing Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his birthday. He has created over the last, 1 decade that he has been the Prime Minister of India. He has created and he has uplifted India towards walking the path of Viksit Bharat. So therefore, he has created a mark for not just himself, but for every citizen of India at the global front. As well as also, bringing out multiple schemes that uplifts the poor, the poorest of the poor in the country. So therefore, his work is dedicated, his life and work is dedicated for the people of this country, for upliftment of this of the people of this country to a greater heights. He has always thought about the poor people, how to uplift and give them empowerment. Not just the poor, but also women empowerment has been at the heart of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's governance over the last 1 decade. We have seen multiple schemes that have come out from this government that benefits women, be it the Namo drone Didi, be it the Lakpati Didi, be it many other schemes, and the plethora of schemes that the Prime Minister has announced over the last 1 decade, talks about his vision of empowerment of the marginalized section of the society, the women of this country. So therefore, he has created a mark for himself. For example, again, Preeti, we have seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi's dedication to this country, where he almost spends every Diwali with the army jawans that are posted in very difficult circumstances, up in the heights of be it the Siachen, or in difficult terrain, or in fact in Jammu and Kashmir as well. So therefore, his dedication to the motherland has been immense. His work speaks immense about his love for the people and also his love for the country. So therefore, and also, Preeti, he always celebrates his birthday with a key aim and mission of bringing out something new, of doing or giving something new to this country. So therefore, even this year's birthday, Prime Minister has a slew of programs lined up for the welfare of the people of this country. So therefore, we see that the standing of India also at the global front has drastically shifted. He is a much recognized leader in the global front. Whenever he has gone for any of these bilateral or multilateral summits in different parts of the world, he has been received with immense respect from the global leaders when he shares stage, not just with the first world countries, but also with the global South leaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is respected amongst all his colleagues and all his peers in the global political community. So therefore, his vision for India, his vision for Vikasit Bharat by 2047 is in line with what Prime Minister Narendra Modi dreams of making India in the next coming decade. So therefore, his work, his life is dedicated to the people of this country, and he has always been talking about how selflessly that he from a very tender age, how selflessly he has been giving all his mission and work for the upliftment of the people of this country, be it when he was with the BJP, then when he became the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and now the Prime Minister of India. He has dedicated his life and work for the upliftment of the marginalized section of the society. Preeti.
Dibendu. So these were the traits of his personality as the Prime Minister leading a nation of more than 1.4 billion people, Dibendu. But then when we talk of him, making efforts at changing the image of India on the global page, we talked of his balanced leadership. We've talked of him, forward-looking leadership. And also, when we talk of him and his personality that sets him apart from other world leaders in times when we are facing such geopolitical challenges, when the world is witnessing such uncertainties, what is it in his personality, what is it about his leadership, which you as a journalist would evaluate that sets him apart?
Well, Preeti, we have been, interacting with the Prime Minister, his office, for a very long time now. So, therefore, what we understand about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's style of working, his image at the global front, he has always been cordial, beg your pardon, with all the global leaders that he meets, as I was also talking about, be it a multilateral or be it the bilateral summit. Remember, Preeti, when he first came to office in 2014, his during the oath taking ceremony, he had invited leaders from across the SAARC nation. He wanted to make a fresh start with all the SAARC nations when he came to power for the first time, and therefore that decision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi inviting the SAARC leaders, and also in 2019 as well as in 2024, we have seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi's during his oath taking ceremony, his outreach to the global community, his special invitation going out to global leaders to give a message that India is willing to take the first step towards bridging all gaps and bridging friendships between all the global leaders. He has maintained cordial relationship with almost all political global political leaders across the board. We have seen how President Trump has put out a tweet, in fact, on his social media, which is the Truth Social, about how Prime Minister Narendra Modi's effort on ending the Ukraine-Russia conflict. So, therefore, he has always maintained that Prime Minister is for peace, and Narendra Modi wants a a peaceful global order. So, therefore, he has tried to negotiate. He had tried to be the negotiator in many global conflicts in the past as well. So, therefore, his stand as a global leader, his stand for the global South, has been extremely strong. Because remember, during the G20, which happened in India, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision and our country's vision to include the African nation as part of the G20, because they have been a significant part of the global economy. They have been a significant player in the global arena as well. So, therefore, including them in G20 was India's stand, and it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision to include them in the G20 groupings of countries. So, therefore, he has always been someone who talked about taking the global South together. And we have seen in the past how Prime Minister has always spoken about bringing all the leaders of the global South together, to give voice to the nations that at many a times did not have a voice on the global platform. He has emerged as one of the most powerful leaders of the global South. So, therefore, his vision of not just, as I said, making or uplifting India to a Viksit Bharat by 2047, but also to increase the stature of India in the global arena. And many would have said, Preeti, when we speak to a couple of people, when we go on foreign on foreign soils, the Indian diaspora that speaks extremely highly of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is the image that he has created for India at the global stage. Because many a times people say that Indians were not were seen as an underdeveloped or a developing nation by the global community. But since the last 1 decade, the amount of work that Prime Minister has done, that the stature of India has risen, towards where India will be walking the path of a developed nation. So, therefore, his vision, his outlook for India at the global platform has also been very different. And also, Preeti, he has a personal touch. He gives a personal touch with all political leaders, global political leaders that he meets. I was also listening to the union ministers who had put out the stories of how Prime Minister has been extremely caring when it comes to helping them or understanding their personal needs and giving them any kind of support that the Prime Minister that the Prime Minister feels would be necessary for his cabinet and his colleagues in the Parliament as well to help him. So therefore, this is the stature that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has created of India
Not
at the
just
global
domestically,
stage.
but on the international stage as well. All right, Dibyendu, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining us with